Welcome back to the Dance Dojo. I'm Robin, and today we have a question from one of you on how to add body movement into partner work. Specifically, how to add body movement into partner work while maintaining the integrity of your frame and being able to send clear signals, so not getting distracted by the movement. So, let's see what we have to say. What's up everyone? We're back with another video and fabulous Emily Sanchez, who is a professional dancer here in Medellin. So if you want to do classes when you come down, you can usually find her at the Euphoria Dance Studio. So today we have a question from one of you guys, and it's about how, it went something like this. How can I combine my hip, arm, body movement into my partner work so when I lead figures, I'm maintaining the integrity of my frame and I'm not interfering with sending clear signals to the follow, okay? So how do we put body movement into our partner work and still send clear signals back and forth? So the first thing I'll mention is we're both dancing from zero. We're both beginners right now. Typically we dance like this, like robots. Really rigid, go, go, stop, go, go, stop. We have no body movement. But then eventually the idea is, so let's face the camera, is we learn these basic body movements. We learn how to bend our knees and straighten our legs, which moves our hips, which moves our torso, which then moves our arms. And then eventually we can start dancing like this. If you're going into a show, it's going to be more exaggerated. But when you dance with a partner, you're probably not going to dance like that. So if we're dancing with a partner, brazos locos, it's too much, right? So how do we start adding these movements but make them a bit more subtle, a bit more natural? So the first thing that I want to say is just by practicing those movements, eventually your maturity of movement or your quality of movement is going to get better. And instead of dancing like a robot, all of a sudden your basic is going to have some more of that body movement. That knee bend connecting to the floor, your hips are going to move a little bit more, which allows your torso to move a little bit, and then because your torso moves, your arms move. But your arms don't just move by themselves. They move as a consequence that you're pushing into the floor, and that energy comes up through your body. Now again, we're not doing showtime, we're not doing crazy arms, so we're just going to keep it nice and relaxed and natural, let's call it. Okay? So when you're dancing in a basic with your partner and you're starting to learn body movement, what you want to avoid, number one, is this crazy arm thing that pretty much every beginner does. And the reason you want to avoid this is because she can't tell the difference between this and a turn. They all feel the same, they all look the same because it's too busy, there's too much information going on here. So the first thing to remember is when you add body movement into your partner work, you can do it in your steps, your hips, your torso, but you want to remain like your hands relatively relaxed so that if I change something, if I lift a hand and give her a turn signal, it's very clear. Because if I do this, she doesn't know if I want her to turn. Oh, there was a turn. Who knew? Okay, so that's number one. Now, when we're, let's say, in a closed position, there's not really much potential to lead different moves. Like I'm not open, I can't give her a turn, I can't give her a hairbrush or anything like that. We're in a closed position. If we're in a closed position, we can enjoy the freedom in this position and move around a little bit and really enjoy that body movement together. But then, as soon as we open up here again, we're going to calm down and have quieter hands, so that all of a sudden, if I want to send information, I can send that information. The other thing I wanted to say is, for example, if we're in that closed position, we can dance and enjoy that body movement. If I do a cross-body lead, same thing. I can project my torso this way, and we can use that torso movement to make it more interesting than just go, go, stop, go, go, stop, go, go, stop. This doesn't feel very good, and it doesn't look very good, but all of a sudden, if we start adding body movement, it also shows her the path and helps her move forward when I'm projecting with my torso and turning my torso. So it starts to feel better. But then again, once we get back to here, don't want to have the crazy arms because she's not going to be able to notice subtle signals. For example, a left turn is a slight turn that way to prepare her, and then I send her back. But you can't notice a slight turn when all this is going on. Okay? Last thing I wanted to say, for example, if we do like a cross-body open break, I can go to the side, and again, here I'm using my torso to do kind of like a side basic, but then when I connect back with her, I'm going to be kind of quiet in the hands. So here's an example, and then I'll give you my back, and you can see it better. So I can go to the side, I show a hand, we do a turn, do that again, go to the side, I do a turn, and you can see when we do it, this hand is naturally moving, but it's going with our body movement. So it's not totally tight. It can move and relax. And I'll give you this angle so you can see. I go to the side, using body movement, and then we come back to this kind of relaxed body movement position. Creo que eso es todo, ¿cierto? So that's all we wanted to say. So as you learn those basic movements, pushing into the floor, bending your knees, it goes through your hips, it goes to your torso, and then eventually your arms follow. That maturity of movement is going to start appearing in your basic without you having to exaggerate, okay? So that's gonna come. The last thing I wanted to say is, especially for the follows, once you learn these hip movements, it really helps your following, because when you do a cross-body lead, for example, you have the hip movement. So every time you step, so 1, 2, 3, for example, there you go back. She is turned a little bit, so she's not completely straight, she's turned a little bit to the left, and so she's prepared, dun, 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 she's prepared to turn. And it's gonna be much easier. Again, if I go 1, 2, 3, 5, look at this, look at these hips. I can now easily turn her 6, 7, 1, 2, 3. So that body movement in your hips really helps you follows always be prepared every time you're taking a step. So instead of, I'll pretend I'm a follower right now, instead of doing this when you walk, being super straight and rigid, all of a sudden you're swiveling your hips, and every time you step, your body is rotating a little bit, and that's going to prepare you to turn. So that's how body movement shows up in partner work. The most important thing to remember is don't go crazy when you're in this position, because you can't send good signals through your frame with crazy hands. And that's it. Good luck, have fun. And that's that. There's some tips on how to add that body movement into your partner work without making it overshadow your ability to send clear signals. So we hope those tips helped you. If you want more details for your social dancing, more breakdowns for leads and follows, check out our online salsa program at thedancedojo.com. The link is in the description below. If you have any ideas for me for future videos, and yes, I love to hear your videos, I love to hear your ideas, put them in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.